Hey guys, it's Sasha with Rice&Raw with part 3 of the question and answer series. So I have another whole bunch of really good questions. Like honestly, this time around you guys have been rock stars with these questions. So I'm going to start off with this one, which is one very, very popular question. And that is from Rice and Recovery. How long does it take to heal metabolic damage? Like approximately, one can't say exactly how long, after 6 months of restriction, and how long to lose weight after gaining heaps on a high carb, low fat vegan diet. So like you said, I can't tell you exactly, and it differs from person to person, depends on where your mental state is especially. But I have noticed that for say like you've been restricting for a year, I've seen it take about a year to fully mentally recover, at least, and that's like minimum. Metabolism wise, it honestly just depends on how deep you were into the eating disorder and the restriction. You can have an eating disorder and be eating 1,000 calories. You can have an eating disorder and be eating 100 calories. It really depends. And I mean, everything is just so variable. Like, unfortunately, you just can't say for sure. The only thing I can say for sure is once you find your momentum, once you feel like this is right, like this is feeling right, this is going right, I'm happy as hell, like my body feels good, like internally it feels right, and everything you're eating just kind of feels right, and you aren't stressing about things, you have that momentum, then I think is really when you can take off. And like I mentioned in my last video, in part 2, I think it was, once you really truly accept and appreciate where you are, then you can start to just let go of the weight. Once there's no energy focused on the weight. I stopped staring at myself in the mirror. I stopped being like, oh wow, look at all this fat, look how fat I am, look at this big food baby. I just stopped looking in the mirror. I'd only look to do my face and my makeup, and I would just not look. And that helped me a lot because I put no energy into the fat. I just ignored it, and it just went away. Because I was okay with it being there, and I didn't give it energy. And I don't know, maybe that mentality reflected in my actions and I didn't even realize it, but that's what that momentum means, is when you don't even realize you're doing healthy stuff, it's just because your mind is in a good place. This is a really cool question. Thank you, Fruit Makes You Happy. Cool name. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Is there any room for improvement on your vegan journey? In 5 years, in 5 years, I will be 29, almost edging on 30. Ooh, scary. Hopefully I will be married by then, who knows? Hopefully I'll be thinking about kids then, who knows? I'll definitely probably still be at the job I'm at now, probably, but who knows? Probably in my vegan journey though, I will probably be around the same place I am now, just like the way I eat. It's very casual. I mean, it's 100% vegan as much as I can possibly manage, but it's casual with how much raw, how much fat. It's always going to be changing. I feel like my diet always changes with my goals and with where I'm at in my life. So, maybe in the summers I'm eating more raw tofu and I'm relaxing and it's beautiful out. And in the winters I'm eating more warm and hearty meals and, I'm building up muscle and, what I'm saying? It's always going to be changing. I don't think I'm ever going to be fully raw. Maybe in the future I would like to be having some raw days, especially in the summer. I think that would be really awesome. All right, this is a really intense question. It's kind of personal, but I think it can be applicable to a lot of people. So this person writes, Sasha, I have a serious binge eating disorder. I am a vegetarian and eat extremely healthy on my good days, but when my binge cycle starts, it lasts for days and I feel so sick and hate myself. Should I see a psychologist? Do you think I have an eating disorder? Binge eating disorder does exist. It does not mean you're a freak. It does not mean you have anything wrong with you, because I had binge eating disorder really intensely for a year, and it honestly lingered throughout my entire teen years, and then it got really bad in college. I mean, it got to the point where my whole body would feel like pain, and no pain reliever would get rid of that. I had so much food just crammed in my stomach. I don't even know how it's possible. So I get you, girl. I really do get you. And I think it's very important to go see someone. And it's not saying there's anything wrong with you. I think seeing a therapist is more They have the tools. They've seen a lot of accounts. It's like talking to like someone on, it's like watching someone on YouTube, only you can interact with them, and they have your best interest at heart, and they have the education especially. So it's like better than YouTube. It's like someone on YouTube, but with education and with background and like experience. And I think that's really important to just go see someone. They might have some tips and tricks and tools to help you go on your way and to just skyrocket to being comfortable with food again. You do need to find the right person. Make sure you don't feel judged by them. That's one of my biggest suggestions. Shop around. You're allowed to shop around for the right therapist. And some therapists are shitty. Honestly, I've seen one personally like the shittiest therapist ever, and then my sister, that poor girl, oh my God, she had a terrible experience. Like, if she was not strong, that could have probably like sent her to an emergency room eventually, because her therapist that she visited was like, no, she doesn't have an eating disorder. And me and my mom were like, what? And my sister was like, what? And she's like 70 pounds at this point. And we're all like, you're insane. So you will get maybe a bad experience maybe, but don't let that fool you and like push away, because I promise you there are some amazing therapists out there. Like, oh my gosh, my family friend, she helped me like within 3 sessions of just maybe talking on the phone or seeing her in person. You can really find the right one. You just need to give that time and put effort into finding the right one. Oh, and also when you do eat healthy on those days that you feel like you are eating healthy, make sure you're eating enough, because the #1 rule to fight binge eating is to eat. Because if you go through binge eating and then now you feel guilty and now you restrict your calories, you're only gonna binge again, guaranteed. So make sure you're eating enough. And you say you're vegetarian, so eat about 2,000 calories or so. Make sure you're never hungry. And like, I know a lot of people think they're eating healthy. They're really not, and they're restricting their calories or restricting their carbohydrates, and they're setting themselves up for a binge, because it's happened to many people, and especially people who I know who have talked to me about health. They don't want to go vegetarian or vegan, but they're eating really healthy. I knew they were going to fall off the wagon. They fall off the wagon. And it's like, well, I told you, calm down with the workouts and eat enough food. Like, don't just eat carrots for dinner. That's a terrible idea. Like, so it's very important to make sure you're eating enough too. Do you think it's possible to overeat on this lifestyle and gain unnecessary weight due to stress eating and eating a lot of the good stuff like fruit, rice, potatoes, etc.? Good question. It's definitely possible to overeat on this lifestyle. We see it a lot. And I sometimes get girls saying, I'm eating 4,000 calories, but I keep gaining weight and I'm eating perfectly. And I'm just like, I don't even know how to answer this. I thought it was obvious. You're gaining weight because you're eating way too much for your body. A lot of people, especially from restriction backgrounds, once they're like allowed to eat as much as they want, they take advantage of that and they're like, I'm going to force feed myself as much as I want. And that's not healthy. And you're definitely going to gain weight from that. Eating as much as you want is more like realizing when you really are hungry and realizing when you really are full so you can stop. And you don't need to eat as much as I do. You don't need as much as Freely does. You need to eat as much as you need to feel the energy, to feel that like invigoration. But you don't want to get to a point where you're feeling like bloated and like uncomfortable and your stomach's hurting, or you don't want to be snacking all day, because that's not good for your teeth. It's not good for your health. So it's definitely possible. It happens all the time. Honestly, I don't think you really overeat on potatoes. Really, really hard, man. I can never get enough calories from potatoes alone because they're so like large. Fruit you can definitely overeat if you're having smoothies. If you're eating fruit straight, like say you just are like, nope, no more smoothies, and you just start eating fruit for breakfast, you're gonna probably lose weight. Smoothies are a great way to help you smash in the food to make sure you don't binge later, to make sure you don't crave later. But if you feel like you're eating plenty and plenty of food, maybe start cutting out some smoothies and just eating whole fruits. Maybe start eating just whole things and not having processed foods or condensed foods like that. Do you include any oil in my diet? Yes, I do, because I go out to restaurants. I don't really suggest it. It's more like, not really the best for me, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it is delicious in the meals. So I do. It's not necessary at all. It's probably not very healthy, but I do. Okay, so that's all the time we have for this video. I will be making another one, video 4. Probably gonna lose a lot of followers, but hey, I don't care. All right, I'll see you guys later.